Moving on with Indicator's Adventures box set, we're on to 1977's Adventures of a Private Eye. Now, as I said in the last movie, I felt as if we were severely lacking a plot. It felt almost very loosely just connected gags almost to put the movie together. This one certainly has a plot in it. It is all about a private detective played by John Pertwee who goes on holiday, and his assistant, perchance by happenstance, manages to take on a case of a woman played by Susie Kendall who married a rich guy who's died to inherit the estate. She hasn't to do anything that's brought the family into disrepute. Unfortunately, she's taken a series of lewd photographs, and someone is threatening to leak them to the family, and she'll lose all the inheritance. So we have our private detective trying to figure out who took the pictures, going with her to the estate to meet the wacky and crazy family members and try to work out who the bad guy is here, and kind of save the day some way or other.
The morning is bright, so don't look so glum, because if you do, I shall smack your bum.
One of the most marvellous things about this movie is the cast. It is ridiculously good. You've got Diana Dors, you've got Harry H. Corbett, like I said, John Pertwee, Susie Kendall. Susie Kendall is, the co-lead of this one. A woman who was in amazing movies like Assault, Spasmo, Torso, Barbarian Sound Studio, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Thunderball. I mean, that's just one act. You go through the rest of them. They've been in a bunch of amazing movies, and you almost feel slightly embarrassed for them here.
Now you stick with me, and you'll soon learn to be a successful bugger.
This really is a much poorer movie than Taxi Driver because, and I think it is because of the plot, it almost detracts a little bit from the fun and shenanigans that were there to be had in the first one. You get all these caricatured people, whereas every woman that our character meets seems to be someone that's sexually repressed and looking to just jump on the first man that they can get their hands on. Housewives that are bored and looking for excitement. It's just tarring them all with the one brush. That is what they are. Our new lead character, Bob West, is not as exciting as Joe from Taxi Driver either. He tries to talk to the camera, but by this point it doesn't feel fresh, it doesn't feel interesting, and the information that he's relating is neither funny nor important, and it happens sporadically, almost as if they forget to do it at certain points. Adventures of a Private Eye was one of those ones which was far less poorer than Taxi Driver, the first movie. It didn't have as much funny situations. It didn't have as many titillating sex scenes as the first one. There is a couple, and then just misgivings the rest of the movie. It gets bogged down too much with the plot.
Obviously it isn't an accident.
What do you mean he's been murdered?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It is looking to solve a mystery which is neither exciting or interesting at any point, because you have this basically gold digger who is looking to rob the rest of the family of this money. You feel as if there's no impetus to really solve this. You're not really bothered if it gets solved one way or another either.
You shouldn't have been solving anything. A little slower and a little lower, please, Miss Walker.
Adventures of a Private Eye, I was not a fan of. It just was kind of boring, kind of tedious, whereas the first one had an interesting main character and some funny situations. This is almost devoid of all of that. This is what I was worried that this set was going to be, and now I'm moving on to the last movie in the set, and I am very worried about what I'm getting. Hopefully we'll finish off with something semi-decent. I'd be happy with that, with a little bit more excitement, a little bit more fun to be had, because these should be playful comedies, whereas this one didn't have that, and maybe a plot that doesn't rely on nefarious characters getting away with something or an inept hero trying to solve the day. We can but wish. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts and adventures of A Private Eye. Let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on this movie, which I believe is on Amazon Prime if you want to check it out. There's more content up here if you want to see more of my stuff. Hit the like button because it does all marvellous things to the channel. And there's a link in the description box where you can join the Patreon or the membership program, which would be just amazing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.